everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is my top 10 tips for breastfeeding. So, tip number 1, make sure your latch is correct, and this is very important from the beginning or you're going to get very sore. Once baby's here and they're placed onto the boob, no midwives are going to check if the latch is right. They're just going to try and get baby to feed from the boob. You need to make sure afterwards that you are seeking the right advice and help to get that latch correct, or it's going to hurt. This Lanolin cream here is going to be your best friend, and I would advise use it from the very beginning. I didn't the first time. I wasn't told. I didn't know I had to. I thought it was just to treat cracked, dry nipples, sore nipples, and no, it does say for sore nipples and cracked nipples, use it from the beginning, because it's going to help ensure that they stay moisturised. It's going to look after them. It's going to protect them a little bit as well. So that is one of my big tips that I learned the second time round. Use Lanolin from the beginning. Sorry, I had to stop for a quick feeding break, ironically. And I'm joined by this little man. Okay, so tip number 3 is make sure you're drinking plenty and eating well. If you're at home with a partner, make sure that every time you sit down to feed, they're getting you a drink and a little snack, even something small, because you will get hungry and you will be thirsty. I tend to keep something like this filled up and next to me whilst I'm feeding and during the night, because especially at night you will get really thirsty. So my next tip is nursing bras. You're going to want a couple of different nursing bras. They don't have to cost a lot of money. I know you can spend a lot of money on them. You don't need to. I got mine 4 in a pack from Amazon, and they were, I think, a black one, white, nude and pink. They do exactly what I need them to do. They're not the most glamorous things, so I'm not going to spend a lot of money on them. So tip number 5 is breast pads. These again don't need to cost a lot of money. I get mine from Asda. I think it's a 40 pack for about £1.20. They work really well. I've never had any leaks from them. Maybe at the beginning when I was a little bit engorged, and until your supply settles down, I think it's only natural you're going to have a couple of leaks. But other than that, they work really well for me. So I stick to what I know. I don't spend a lot of money on them because they do exactly what I need them to do. Okay, so my next tip is feeding in public. Don't feel pressured. Nobody is going to be judging you either way. If you go shopping now, a lot of shops actually have breastfeeding rooms, nursing rooms that you can go and sit in. A lot of them are very comfortable. But I tend to, if I'm out anywhere and he needs feeding, we'll go and grab a coffee in Costa or somewhere and feed. Or if wherever we are, IKEA, they've got a cafe, and just go and feed there. IKEA do have an area in their cafe for breastfeeding. I've never felt the need to use anywhere like that. I understand not everybody will want to feed publicly and they will want to make use of these facilities, so it's good to know that a lot of places do have them now. Also, what I'd say is I use something like this just to cover up. It's just a large muslin, very large muslin. I think this is an 8 and an A muslin. This is an 8 and an A muslin. It's very big, very good for covering. Elliot. Okay, so we tried filming that with Elliot and it wasn't working, so he's gone back to Dad. So, carry on from where I was. Feeding in public. Everywhere you go now pretty much is going to have breastfeeding rooms, facilities, even a little area that's cordoned off. IKEA in their cafe have a little area that's cordoned off with nice big armchairs. So there's always going to be somewhere if you need that bit of privacy. I tend to, if we're out and about anywhere, like IKEA, if it has a cafe, I will just go to the cafe, have a coffee and feed. Or go to a Costa. Sometimes even just before we're leaving, I'll get in the car and feed Elliot. I'm not really too fussed. I don't want to make a big deal of where I'm feeding him, or I have to be in a certain place at a certain time. If I need to feed him, I'll find a way to feed him. I use this some of the time. It's just a big Aiden and A muslin. It covers really well because it's nice and big. I just pop it over one shoulder, feeding Elliot, pop it over there. Nobody can see what you're doing, so it's not, you're not putting yourself on display for the world. Not that I see anything wrong in breastfeeding. I support it 100%, obviously, because I do breastfeed myself, but I'm not an exhibitionist. I don't want to just pop my boob out and let the world see. Tip number 7 is positioning. Now, making sure you have your positioning correct is very important for you and for baby. So it'll help with the latch. It will help with your posture. I know I'm doing it now and I'm sitting slouched over. I've got really bad posture at the minute because I've got lazy, I'm feeding. I will do this and lean over rather than keeping my back straight, and all my back is getting done in. You can buy pillows that you just position onto your lap and rest baby on. They're very good. Even just pop a couple of pillows that you already have and lean baby to the side. But if you have trouble with your latch with baby, just try different positions. You can have a look. There's loads of places online that will teach you different types of positions to put baby into, and that's going to help to improve your latch or to help baby to feed better or be more comfortable for you. So just have a look. So point number 8 is probably one of my top tips, I would say, is making sure that you get support, whether that's your partner, family, friends, even these groups that you can go on. I know like Facebook have breastfeeding mum groups. There's places local to you. If you just look, or you should be told about them at the hospital from your midwife or from your health visitor. But I had a lovely girl looking after me. She'd text, she would ring, just to make sure that me and Elise were doing okay. And then she was assigned to me when I had Elliot as well. So that was lovely that she was there to ensure I was okay both times around. I think the group was called Family and Babies, and they're just local to my area. I don't know if they have different places like that everywhere, but wherever you are, there will be something local to you that will have a support group, a support network. So you're never on your own. You can always ask advice on anything, even down to things that you don't know if you can eat, you don't know if you can drink, anything you want to know. There will always be someone out there to help you and give you the right answer and find the right advice to help you with whatever it is. So just make sure you seek support. Tip number 9. This is another one that I wasn't aware of fully myself until I started breastfeeding. Make sure you are understanding how hard it's going to be. Some people will say to you, it's a doddle, it's fine. Some people really, really struggle. I was in the second category. I really struggled with breastfeeding. Every obstacle that you could hit, I hit with both of them. It's really hard work, and you're not going to just fall into it naturally. It's going to be even harder on you because you're going to be sleep deprived. You're the only one up feeding, unless you're going to express and your partner's going to get up and do bottles. I didn't, and I don't still. I just tend to, I'm at home, this is my job. So I will do the night feeds. Danny's working, he will get up and go to work, and then during the day when we're both here, we share the parenting, and that's how we work it. So you are tired, you're going to be very tired. You're the one who's solely up feeding overnight if you're doing it that way. A lot of people do hit obstacles, as I did, like mastitis, thrush, cracked nipples, poor latch. There was lots of different things that we hit, and they're not pleasant. They're not great. You're going to feel pretty crappy if you hit any of these things. So just understand what you're getting yourself into before you start it. The more you understand before you start something, the easier it is to sort of get your head around If somebody tells you it's going to be a bed of roses, it's amazing, it's going to be the best thing ever, I mean, it is, but it's hard work as well. So just have that in your head and be prepared for that work. And my final tip is, do not put pressure on yourself. That goes along from the previous tip. If you're struggling, if you can't do it anymore, you're that tired, you just want to go to bed and sleep, and give your partner a bottle you haven't been able to express, and you're thinking, oh, do I get formula? Do I sit up and try and express? And you just can't cope anymore. Don't feel pressured to carry on. There's so many people out there who will jump quickly to either way of it. I had it once I hit having mastitis and cracked nipples, and it was painful. People would say straight away, instantly, the first response, stop feeding, put them on a bottle, give them formula. That wasn't what I wanted to do. But if you do want to do that, do it. There's no shame in it. There's no breastfeeding police out there who are saying this is the only way it should be done, and breast is best and all this sort of stuff. I agree to my own personal opinions, what I want to do. I want to breastfeed my babies. I'm not saying that's the only way, and I'm not saying it's the right way to do things. The right way to do things is make sure your baby's fed. That doesn't matter what kind of milk it is that they're taking. As long as your baby's fed, whether it's from a bottle or the breast, that's the most important thing. So never feel pressure to not do it or give up or feel shamed in what you're doing. And also the other end, don't feel pressured that you can't give up and you feel like you have to keep doing it because it's what's the right thing to do. There is no right thing to do. The right thing is what's best for you, what's best for your baby, and you'll know that. And only you will know that. So they were my top 10 tips for breastfeeding. I hope they were helpful to you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please like this video and subscribe for more videos. And I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone.